You're watching Day or Night X. X is for exotics. I'm Day or Night, and this is Jupiter, my Brachypelma albiceps. Second favorite species in the genus, other than the bee amelia, which will be briefly featured in this video. Topic of this video and this spotlight is surgically removing molts. First and foremost, if you're a beginner, everything I say in this video, do not attempt it unless you are experienced. This is not recommended for beginners at all. Take the knowledge and kind of learn it, maybe, observe it, but do not in any way try to go and do this on your own. I cannot stress that enough. People go back and forth about whether or not you should do this in the first place, whether you not euthanize them, leave them alone. I tend to want to take the route of, these are my animals, I'm caregivers of these animals, which means if they're in harm's way, my job is to keep them alive as long as possible. One of the ways to do that is being prepared. Do your research. I highly recommend the Tarantula Keeper's Guide. It was the book that taught me pretty much everything that I know, and they actually cover this subject in the book, so it's not a taboo topic. It's actually something that if you're going to keep tarantulas, you might want to learn how to deal with this situation if and when it arises. If you keep enough tarantulas long enough, this situation will happen to you. Real quickly, and I'll put a link in the description to my bee Amelia's video where she had a bad molt and I had to amputate one leg. She had a broken leg a few years ago and I was able to amputate it. That leg has grown back. Here's a picture of her now, actually a little quick video of her. As you can see, she is fine, close to 4 inches long. At the time, she was around 1.5 inches when I had to surgically remove it. Won't go into too much detail. The link in the description to that video is below. Long story short, that bee Amelia actually survived that molt and leg grew back. So if you're a beginner, yes, the legs do grow back. And if the question arises whether or not you should do it or not, I always think of it like a family member. If you had a family member who lost all the limbs, you wouldn't think, well, maybe they shouldn't be alive anymore. I should do nothing to help them other than, just let them be. You're going to help as much as you can. You're definitely going to keep them alive. And I kind of feel that same way about my tarantulas. What you're going to need if you are in this situation, always keep this handy: Q-tips and Vaseline. The tarantula will bleed if you pull them off correctly. Now, sometimes some people can pull them off at different joints in the legs. In this particular case, as I was trying to remove the molt, now how they got stuck in the molt, as we look at the 6 legs that I removed, how the tarantula got stuck in the molt, who knows? But I always keep the conditions perfect for molting the moment I realize that tarantula is in a deep pre-molt. Now, this tarantula, for its size, actually had a very long pre-molt, and I knew that molt was going to be coming soon, so the conditions were perfect. This one, I believe, is a suspect male. Obviously, I can't confirm that yet. And in my opinion, he stayed in his molt, his old clothes, essentially, his old skin, a little too long, and he got stuck. Now, that's just an opinion on my part. Regardless of what the situation is, I still had to deal with it. So you can have all the conditions perfect and they still might get stuck. It was taking this tarantula way too long to actually get through with the process for its size. Now again, that's where your research and your experience comes in, knowing the different species, how long they usually take the molt at different sizes. And as you can see here, after I removed the legs, around 2 weeks later, somewhere around that ballpark, I ended up going ahead and attempt to feed this one. As you can see, absolutely no problem. If you're a beginner and you don't know, again, do your research. But if you don't know, yes, the legs do grow back. Unlike humans, they do grow back. So that does make the decision making to pull them to, I shouldn't say pull them, to aid out of their molt. And if some legs do come off, that's just part of the process. The legs, as gently as I tried to assist the tarantula to get it out, the legs came off very easily, and there was no pain involved. The tarantula, she actually just kind of rolled over and went about her business. I dabbed the bleeding points a little bit with the Q-tip, coated in Vaseline, just a little bit, not too much at all, just light dab. And the legs, this footage that I'm giving you is actually about a month and a half after the actual voiceover that I'm doing now. So since that time, you can actually see in all the little parts of the legs were removed, they have already started little bitty stems and showing signs of growing back. And she's been doing absolutely great. I'm going to refer to her as she until she's confirmed, male or female. She's been doing great, and she moves around her enclosure just like she has all her legs, and she has been doing absolutely fine. Again, just like my B. Amelia, who went through the same thing. So again, if you're a beginner, this is a testament to what can happen if you do it correctly. This doesn't happen to everyone. You know, every situation is a little different. This is always the last resort, so don't think this is the first thing I jump to. I mean, I let that tarantula sit there for as long as I possibly could, way too long, to the point where she was almost unresponsive and barely even moving. She was essentially dying. She was stuck. She was exhausted. She was giving up. So the least I could do is attempt to try to save her life. And again, this situation is a situation everybody handles differently. This is the way I do it, and I felt like, as a person who has kept tarantulas a while, it's, you know, my obligation to kind of show you what can happen if, you know, this situation arises for you, and this may be an option for you, but again, only with experience. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you next time. Take care and be safe.